we revisit protests, wildfires, and Bubbles the dog in our Best of 2020 series. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. First, it's a stay-at-home sort of holiday with no fireworks or official celebrations for New Year's Eve in Summit. Beaver Creek has fireworks tonight at 6 and 8:30, the only big scheduled events nearby. The local public health order still bans gatherings of more than 10 people from one household. But does the sheriff think people will abide?
I've heard lots of rumors of, screw this. We're going to blow 2020 out. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So I keep telling, my staff, it's going to be one way or the other. It's going to be nice and quiet, a silent night.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be crazy.
That was Sheriff Jamie Fitzsimons on the Krystal Morning Show today. Local cops responded to nearly 1,000 health order violations this year and wrote very few tickets.
I would say the majority of these calls we investigate are not public health order violations.
On the bright side of 2020 was the SMART co-responder team, responding to 312 people in mental health crises, keeping 206 out of jail.
The idea of the co-responders is to stabilize people in place so they stay in the community, they don't lose their home, they don't lose their job, their car, their cat, and they become effective, great members, contributing members of this community.
Breckenridge local Scott Keys spent 3 weeks in bed with COVID-19 this fall, and he is nervous what tonight might mean for COVID spread.
I don't want to stop the party. I'm all for it. I think we need to live, and when this thing blows over, we're definitely going to be out there having fun and doing our Uller fights and shot skis again. But for now, I think everyone just needs to kind of hunker down and work at getting through this.
A reminder that DUI patrols are out in force today through January 3rd, and Summit Stage is running all night, through midnight at least, on most lines. We've got less than 12 hours till 2021 as we look back on summer and fall of 2020, starting on Main Street, Breckenridge.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
Hundreds of demonstrators marched on Breck June 1st in solidarity with hundreds of thousands nationwide, protesting systemic police brutality in the wake of George Floyd's death. Those protests led to statewide police reform within weeks, something Summit Sheriff Jamie Fitzsimons embraced, despite the price tag.
They're going to have a huge fiscal impact on the county, but this is what the citizens demanded of our state and our community.
Demonstrations also led to social equity commissions, the Solidarity Nation speaker series, and a sprawling Black Lives Matter mural in Frisco by local artist Shannon Galpin.
Most mountain communities don't believe that we need to be having these discussions. They don't believe that this is an issue. We live in a bubble in the outdoor community.
Marches continued through June in Frisco and Dillon, where Colorado representative candidate Arnman Coney joined local students.
If you don't come out, if you don't lay down, if you don't protest, if you don't stand up for something, you're not going to engage the next voters.
By mid-June, Frisco and Breck embarked on the Great Walkable Main Street experiment, closing downtown to cars for socially distant outdoor dining.
I fully support it, not only for the business, but also because of kind of calming down traffic and, walking on Main Street when there's like a million cars that don't know how to stop at a stop sign. It's pretty frustrating, and this is a much better alternative.
The dirtiest word of 2020 was face mask, especially for Breck Mayor Eric Mamula.
The majority of these people are now coming from states that have mask laws. So the excuse that I didn't know or, this is a surprise to me, I think is complete BS.
The other dirty word was wildfire. Widespread drought sparked the Grizzly Creek fire in Glenwood Canyon, which closed I-70 for 2 weeks, burning nearly 33,000 acres. Miraculously, Hanging Lake was spared. The East Troublesome Fire in Grand County erupted on October 21st, scorching 87,000 acres in just 24 hours. Local Sheriff Brett Schroetlin from the morning after.
Today has been an extremely challenging day for our community. We knew this fire was here. We knew the impacts of it. We looked at every possible potential for this fire. We never ever expected 6,000 acres per hour.
Colorado wildfires burned 500,000 acres this year, including the 3 largest in state history, most in October, described by experts as unprecedented. Then there was the feel-good story of the year when Bubbles, a 28-year-old Shiba Inu, went missing in Frisco and was found 11 days later, scrawny but alive. Owner Deepan Dutta.
I don't know how she did it. I really don't know. And if she could talk, I'd love to hear what she was doing for all that time.
Find our Best of 2020 series in full online on the Krystal 93 YouTube page. We've been reporting on the jaw-dropping real estate market, moving more than $8.5 billion worth of property between 5 mountain resort counties, up 15 to 40% over last year's record market. It's a huge year for real estate agents and contractors, now flooded with work for retiling, kitchen renovations, and bathroom install. Brian Connolly, a local contractor of 24 years, writes us on Facebook saying customers want service. He survived March and April by marketing to property management companies, saying, if you can't rent, here is an opportunity to fix property. He also says those lean times weeded out the weaker businesses. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency. Good luck getting a ski reservation at Breckenridge or Keystone through the weekend. They are mostly booked solid, although you can keep on refreshing. Parking reservations at Copper are full. There are no reservations required for pass holders at A-Basin or Loveland, but you must buy tickets online. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.